Welcome back to round number 4 of our free-for-all Friday. Technically, it's Saturday, but, who's that picky? It's Friday still. We have a pretty awesome matchup, but you actually have some people who are still in it and some people who have been eliminated.
Yeah, so taking a look at these notes, we have Snipe Down, Formal, Roy, and Ace all advancing. No surprises there, all very strong players, and we picked them to do well here in the free-for-all. But one big surprise, Neighbor falling victim, in his words from Twitter, falling victim to split-screen FFA by 1 kill.
That's just pretty much been the story here so far. It's these players just came in here a little bit overconfident, and then these amateur players just stepped up and shined. I mean, you got to also keep in mind that last season, as everyone was just playing 4v4, some of these amateur players were going through the big Flex 4 free-for-all and really getting used to everything.
Yeah, I do believe also for the agency, also known as Final Boss, that leaves them with 1 player left in Fear itself, and to be honest, I haven't gotten a floor update. I don't even know if he's still in the tournament.
He does his thing. He's an incredible shot. We kind of knew this coming in. I honestly still predict Final Boss to not place in the top 64.
Wow,
and I know everyone is going to be like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about, but I'm looking at it like this. They're going to have an extremely hard bracket coming through. I could see them getting split screen once again.
Yeah, now tell me, Scott, was that based off of the FFA performance that they were going to have? Did you see this, or did you see them placing okay in free-for-all and then really not placing well in fours?
It was the second one. I saw them doing pretty decent in free-for-all. I mean, they have a couple big names there. Victory X, that huge surprise getting knocked out in round 2. SK getting disqualified. He showed up as the countdown was coming down and something happened and he wasn't able to do that. So I was just really looking at it like this. This team formed last minute. They didn't have the practice. We heard SK talking to Walsh. He said, we just didn't have the time, and you can't do that here. Not at this event when people have put in so much time and effort. Now, yeah, of course, we had that last 14-day, just tornado of teams, but I mean, they're still getting the adequate practice in. Right. But without further ado, I'm looking at all 8 screens here because no longer are we doing split screen. We are into full screen, so let's go ahead and jump into this free-for-all.
Right, now we've got some...
Oh, no.
We've got some...
Au contraire, says my producer. I was hoping so. I'm talking to my producer like they can hear me. I'm trying to carry a conversation. It's late.
We've got some big names here in this free-for-all, though, Scott. Those including, obviously, Enable, Ryan Noob, and Ogre 2, along with Destin in this free-for-all alone. And who do you think out of these top 4? We're going to go ahead and ask the audience, you guys watching at home, go ahead and tweet us out of these 4 players. Do you think they're all going to advance? Do you think one of them might fall short? Obviously, the free-for-all players we're having here, these amateur players rising up, they're not bad as either. They made it this far.
Yeah, and I'm looking at Sargoth. Sargoth has been around the Major League Gaming scene for quite some time. He's definitely made his presence known. Jarawaki, I like his name. It's like the Jabberwockies, the people who dance and all that cool stuff with the mask, and they're kind of cool.
And also our last 2 over here on this screen are Nightmare and Pawn Sauce. So haven't heard of those 2, but like I said, they have made it this far in the tournament, and I wouldn't be surprised if they placed very, very well. Right away, I'd say to take the cake here might be Ryan Noob or Destin. Not to take anything away from Ogre 2, a very good player, but actually, looking at all 4 names, any of them could take first place.
Yeah, that ish is cray. So really, we are just waiting for these players to get all situated. Everyone, this comes now. Now, since you have full screen, you get to be superstitious. You get to make your emblem. You get to put your tag. Ryan Noob's already had Ryan down for absolutely no reason. It's not like his teammates are going to be calling out. So once these players are all set and ready to go, we will jump into the chaos. And now, with full screen here, what kind of changes are we going to see immediately?
Okay, now the first thing for any of you who are just joining us that Walsh and I had talked about is that players are going to worry a lot more and focus and rely on their shot. So instead of, worrying about just spawning and getting to gold, now they can really get in these individual battles. They can pick off the kills cross map because they now have the full screen to look at. So for any of you at home who have played on full screen or split screen and full screen rather, you'll recognize these differences right away. They're going to be shooting a little bit differently. Expect the pro players to actually shoot a lot better than they were on split screen.
Fantastic. Well, we are jumping into it. These players are overzealous. As we were talking, they started it. So this is round number 4 of our free-for-all. So let's jump into the map.
And like we said, go ahead and tweet us at MLG_Gandhi and at BravoMLG who you think in what order these pros are going to win this free-for-all. Do you think any of these pros are going to be knocked out this round, please let us know and we'll go ahead and read some of the results throughout the game.
Well, jumping on board, Ryanoob off to a little bit of a shaky start here. Now, one thing I kind of have to question here is now radar seems to be more important in full screen now since you don't have that screen to be looking off of. So are we going to see more crouching, more slow play, or do you think it's still going to be that run and gun mentality?
I think what we're going to be looking for, especially from these players, like I said, we're looking at Ryanoob, Destin, Enable, and Ogre 2. Those two first names I mentioned, Destin and Ryanoob, very aggressive players, traditionally known as players. Right now we're looking at Destin's screen, so players who are very, very aggressive overall, known in their 4v4 play style. But Ogre 2 and Enable probably going to be pretty aggressive as well. I'd expect to see a lot of run and gun in this game, even on full screen.
And this is a big game now. So now free-for-all round number 3, they would be rewarded 9 points for first. Now the winner will take away 10 points. That is very, very imperative to get for your team. And, everyone's going to be looking to do that, especially Ogre 2. He has a lot of pressure on him now since Pistola, as we have mentioned, got eliminated. Roy got first in that last free-for-all, and so he's still in it. So he's definitely producing for his team, which is good to see.
Yeah, talking to Roy just now, once again, to reiterate what he said, there is a lot of pressure on them now to place well to get them a good seed. However, he's not worried about it at all. They are veteran players, and of course they are 4v4 players. They're national champions. It doesn't have to be a huge worry to them, nothing to stress about, but obviously they want to come into tomorrow, 4v4 play, which I'm really excited about. They want to come into that, obviously, with the best start.
All right, well, jumping on board with Ogre 2 as soon as we can. There it is.
The crouch.
The crowd is just going absolutely crazy right now for Ogre 2, the hometown hero. He is just, he is just such a dominant force, Ogre 2 is. I mean, this is his hometown, and I made a tweet. I said, I really hope Ambush can take this because I'm so tired of just seeing Ogre 2 win. Like, I don't understand what it is about him. Ever since I got onto the league back in Halo 1, it was all about the Ogres, and nothing has changed.
That's right. I mean, without a doubt, he is just always been such a dominant player. As you saw, he was just up there hanging around top middle trying to pick off the kills around the health packs. So as you see, he's being a little more patient here. Look at him crouching before he lifts. Might be able to grab this kill. Nice job there. So obviously that paid off. That's the second time we've seen him crouch in just this last minute. So looking forward to seeing if misses the backpack. Looking forward to seeing if Ogre 2 is going to maintain this playstyle. Maybe if he, now he's right here tied for third, so nothing to worry about. But if he starts to fall behind, I wonder if he's going to play a little bit more aggressive.
Well, time will tell, but hold the phone, ladies and gentlemen. TLV Pone Sauce with the lead here at the 3-minute mark as the crowd's going to erupt. That's what I like to hear, you guys. You guys make me smile.
This makes me ask the question, is this Sauce really could be the boss here from TLV Pone Sauce?
You did not just say that.
Well, we'll see if he can carry it throughout the rest of the game. We've seen several amateur players come into these early leads and not be able to hold on to them, sometimes not even advancing after being in such a lead. Here we go, Ogre 2, little smile for the camera. Right here, he's going to be looking to really gain momentum and not look back. We've seen a lot of pro players in these games. One stake head on fire.
Oh, no, he did it. Yes, he did. I'm sorry. You can continue now.
There you go, showing Destin that he is the better free-for-all player.
Oh, man, so Ogre 2 still getting these under the base spawns. Now, meanwhile, as we look around, Ryanoob taking out bottom middle. And now this is where the battle just randomly turns into bottom middle. Now, why is that? Is it just because the spawn? Are they looking to air up on the lift or something?
I think it might be a little bit of the funneling of bottom mid. So what we talked about earlier is you have a lot of players spawning right in front of the bases, right near the jump up. Rather than go up to the jump up and try to confront someone there, what they want to do is they want to head bottom middle, and they're probably going to try to lift out to catch someone off guard at gold. So I think if this game type somewhat lends itself to a funnel down towards bottom middle, kind of a choke point.
Gotcha. Now, one thing I have noticed is that the front jump on every base just seems like the biggest no-no. As soon as you see a red dot, you should just avoid going up the front, correct?
I think because there could be a player hiding health pack side, there could be a player street side, there could be players on both sides, and it's so easy to grenade. If you're going to go ahead and jump that front jump, it's way too easy to grenade while you're jumping up. So I think overall spawning in front of the base and jumping up is very risky because you're opening yourself to top middle, you're opening yourself to top gold. Pretty much every spot on the map, with the exception of main ramp, can take a look at you and put shots into you. So players are really, not only are they trying to get out of that spot as quick as possible, but they also want to get a vantage point on the top. They want to lift out. It's undoubtedly the quickest way to get up top.
6 kills, separating 6th place all the way to 1st place. So this is pretty neck and neck here as we approach the 5-minute mark into this free-for-all. In case you are just joining us, of course, this is going to be a 15-minute time limit. There's no kill limit they are looking for. This is just really going to test the resiliency. And now I feel like there's a lot less pressure on these players when they're not sharing that screen with someone else in the free-for-all. They're not watching them get double kills and triple kills as they're just getting spawn kills, correct?
Right, and you have to wonder, how much did that actually play into each of these players coming here? So what we might see is that some players fall a little bit behind because they cannot rely on that screen watching tactic of split screen that split screen play offers. Now we're jumping on board once again with Pontos. He's still in the lead here. Look at awesome shots on Destin there. You hear the crowd going wild for that. So really good top control. Every time I look at Pontos' screen, he's always around top middle, always around top gold. Right there, out shooting a Naval there. This might be a name that we're going to be talking about for the rest of the weekend.
Yeah, it looks like Pontos is definitely doing a good job. And, that is just, it's such a momentum booster as well to see these amateur players just kind of shine through and do awesome, because then their team goes, you know what, you can hang with these pro players. You have done it in the free-for-all. Now we just have to make sure we execute in the 4-on-4. And that is something that is just, kind of cool to note.
Right, and so glad you said that because, just take a look at Nated's team here. Storm Ventures, obviously we talked about them in the pregame show. That is a team that Nated said, first of all, Nated loves to do crazy things. Second of all, Nated said, I'm going to take these FFA players. I know they can shoot well. Obviously, they understand the game really well, and let's apply it to 4v4. That's going to be one of our top stories this weekend, is wondering, how well is this team of free-for-all players going to do? And if it does do well, does that mean, that people can just team up with free-for-all players and hope to do well? I think how much Nated has influenced their play style is going to be a really big part of their tournament.
Now, one thing I've noticed as I was just glancing over at Ogre 2, every time he dies, he frantically is pressing through the D-pad, trying to cycle through and find as many players, so when he comes off the spawn, he knows exactly what to do. And I think that's one of those little intricacies that you have to do in free-for-all. We see as Enable sometimes does it. He's just one of those players who just has so much raw talent, can just pick up double kills and just make things happen. He's blinking red and he is still charging. He's probably going to get this kill on Pontos if he does drop. And no, he's just going to move up the ramp. But nonetheless, it's these little things that just add up.
Yeah, I heard you and Dave talking about that a little bit earlier. And it honestly takes a lot of concentration and ability to digest that much information quickly on your death screen is very important. But we have a new leader here, and that is Destin. He's currently leading by 2. Make that 3. So now he's going to go ahead and come away possibly with the lead as Pontos is kind of stuck on this 25th kill mark.
Yeah, and Destin has always been one of those players in 4v4 who kind of plays a lot like APG. He's one of those guys who just absorbs so many bullets and he just keeps charging. So you have to think that free-for-all is kind of tailored for his play style.
Yeah, but very interesting to see. Obviously, him and APG played together for quite some time over the past few years. So, but as we mentioned, that Pontos now still stuck at 25 kills. He was the story of this free-for-all up until this point. But now we have Ogre 2 and Destin and possibly more ahead of him. So we're wondering, is he going to be one of those stories with such a strong opening? Now you have Destin, Enable, and Ogre 2 all above Pontos in terms of kills. Hopefully he can go ahead in terms of, for his sake, and get some more kills and try to catch up to them and hang with these top pro players.
Yeah, Rynoob just falling victim. He is in 7th place right now. He is down by 12 kills. He's kind of getting spawn screwed. He is getting these ring 2 spawns or under the base spawns, and it's just not working out for him. So he's porting up and trying to make these decisions. He's trying to force every shot, and that's just one of those things where, you're at more than halfway done, and you got to just kind of make up kills.
Right, some nice shots there from Sargoth into Destin. What we're noticing is even these players that we might not, they're not household names, they're still having excellent shots. Their awareness during these FFA matches, it's very respectable and recognizable that they really understand how the game flows, and that's really how they've gotten this far in the tournament. But if Pontos isn't careful, you see Sargoth now tied with him at 29. He's about to be knocked out of that top 4.
Yeah, and Destin now with a 3-kill lead. He has emerged up there, and now we have a 3-way tie for 2nd place. As we are seeing as Rynoob's getting a couple kills here, but jumping on board with Destin. He has Jarawak in front of him, and he is unable to get the kill. That is such a heartbreaker. You see his shields pop, and then he gets around the corner, but luckily he gets the kill on Nightmare. Right,
what you're going to really want to worry about there is just kind of your mentality and really staying positive and maintain that momentum even when kills are stolen from you. Like we said, Pontos here was stuck at the 25 kill mark after leading so much against these 4 pros. So what he has to do is not let that get into his head, keep playing his game. Obviously he has the skill that he can advance through this round and get even more points for his team for this 4v4 tomorrow.
Destin moving top gold. He is no one on his radar. He is frantically looking around. Luckily, Jariwalki spawned in front of him. Sorry, buddy.
Excellent
5 more
there.
seconds for you. And yeah, just incredible shots by Destin. He is doing an excellent job so far. And notice how he's just controlling this landing. He is just basically just waiting for weak players to come in front of him. And now he's going to embarrass Enable, and Jariwalki will get his Aventions.
Yeah, not letting the auto aim get his cursor off of Enable there. A nice job. Interesting to see Destin. You see now he heads back towards the health pack.
Oh no,
Enable.
Enable.
Might almost turn that into 2. But right there, he was winning battles at gold, and now you see he turns and fights his health pack. So having the awareness to go ahead and fight your battles all around the map where you need to be to have, to quickly understand that information and make the correct play is very important.
Well, jumping on board with Ogre 2, he gets a kill ripped from him. He has Pwn Sauce in front of him, and he is unable to get that kill. He is down by 4 kills. He is tied in second place with Enable, but luckily he has a better kill depth, so he is in the second spot.
Yeah, Ogre 2 holding on to that second place spot. They've all moved above Pwn Sauce now, who I believe is going to just barely hold on to that 4th spot. Still tied for 4th. We're going to go ahead and see if Pwn Sauce can keep up with these pros, but they're slowly making the gap a little bit bigger as we still see, I believe, Destin still in the lead here with 41 kills.
Yeah, Ogre 2 getting spawn killed once again. He was pretty much manwiched there in between 2 guys, and now Destin still with this lead. A battle with Rynoob and Enable. Enable is just being an absolute tank over at the blue base. Ogre 2 spawning bottom blue is going to get a nice cleanup kill on Nightmare, and now he is just going to kind of run top middle. Now, Ed, full screen, you think we're going to see more top middle play?
I think so far this game we've seen a much more balance, much more balance in the areas that players are using of the map. So we've seen some top middle, some top gold, health pack, main ramp, main ramp side of top middle. We've seen a lot more of that in that gameplay, and that could lend itself to the players that are playing, and it could also lend itself to the fact that we're on split screen. But overall, we've seen a much more balanced Zealot rather than all the battles around main ramp and the health packs.
Well, we see as Sargoth and actually Jariwalki and Pwn Sauce are pretty much right there in that 4th and 5th spot, or 4th, 5th, and 6th spot, so it's going to be a nail biter. Rynoob and Nightmare are just a little bit of kills behind, so they could make it, but really it's going to be all about this, and Ogre 2 is going to grab this grenade launcher here, actually putting it to use now since it's full screen. He can adjust it a little bit better. He's going to get 1 kill, and now he's just going to stay alive. Dropping bottom middle, is that a good decision in this, or a kind of questionable
I think
one?
I was going to say with a 2 it might be difficult, but right here, no problem converting on Enable. I thought...
fantastic, Nate. He won't. He didn't.
As I said, to keep you guys updated on that story, Pwn Sauce now was slipping into 6th place. Now he's got himself back into 5th. Like we said, even on a strong start here, we're looking at these veteran free-for-all players. They've done this so many times before. Even when they have a slow start, they have no problem just catching up, playing their game, and staying right in the match.
We have a new leader, ladies and gentlemen, as Enable will now clinch. That's my special voice. Enable is now up by 2 kills. He came from the 3rd spot. He is already now doing an excellent job. Jariwalki, 40 kills. He is on the prowl. Enable's just going to get cleaned up in front of him, and he's going to get a lucky nade on Pwn Sauce, and Pwn Sauce is actually going to be able to survive and get cleaned up by Sargoth. That is so unfortunate for Jariwalki, just falling a little bit behind, and now we are seeing as Enable is going to pick up a triple kill. Wow. He is just on an absolute tear. He's going to throw a nade off of Jariwalki by mistake. Jariwalki is going to get cleaned up, and Enable will be rewarded with that assist, and he airs up no shields, and he is just dominating. Yeah. I'm sorry this is not on your screen, but I'm trying to do my best. It's radio casting at this point.
Wow, so many kills there from Enable, multi-kills, and he just went off. He has a significant lead now, 52-47. If he keeps this up for the rest of the match, only 149 left.
Oh no!
He will go ahead and easily make this a race for 2nd place.
Well, we are getting down to the final 90 seconds of this match here. Ogre 2 is going to be cleaned up. He is in a safe 2nd place here, but Jariwalki's only 3 kills behind. There is 3 people just basically neck and neck for 2nd place, so every kill is going to be extremely important to get Ogre 2 going underneath the base. He is unable to get a kill on Sargoth. He is now going to be looking for that guy bottom middle, strategically throwing that grenade and just trying to wait to see if anyone spawned above him. Notice how he saw the radar and he goes, you know what? People are going to come bottom middle. I'm just going to take my time, get a kill, and now I'm going to come up and hope to God there's a fight going on at the landing.
Right, with only a minute, little over a minute left here. Looks like that 4th, 5th place spot is pretty, looks only a 2-kill difference there between 2nd and 5th. You see that 3-way tie. We're going to see how this ends right now with only 1 minute remaining.
Enable still on the absolute tear. Ogre 2 is going to get that kill. That should put him in 3rd place, picking up a double kill. He is now going to be cleaned up. Ogre 2 in 2nd, Sargoth in 3rd, Destin right there, and Jariwalki right behind him.
Only 1 kill behind.
45 seconds remaining in this. Ogre 2 spawning underneath red. He is just waiting for these players to jump out. He sees Destin. He is now going to try to get this kill frantically.
Wow.
He will be able to get the cleanup. Falls bottom middle. He is now going to be killed. It is all neck and neck at this point. He is up by 3 kills. And now Jariwaki coming out of nowhere from 5th place. He will now be in 3rd place. It is coming down to the wire. Destin is in 5th place. Poonstalls is not going to be able to do this. And now we actually have a 2-way tie, 3-way tie now. Oh my goodness, it is coming down. 20 seconds remaining here. Every kill will matter. Ogre 2 is going to spawn, take out Ryanoob. Ryanoob is pretty much out of this top 4. There is no chance. 10 seconds remaining. Ogre 2 is airing up to the landing. He will be cleaning up that kill on Sargoth, and now someone will air up who will kill him. Destin, Jariwaki, Sargoth, all neck and neck. Will Sargoth be able to get it? He has a kill underneath. He will get that kill,
and he
will advance.
Up.
Oh, so we have a 2-way tie here for 4th place. It is going to be between Sargoth and Jariwaki. So it is the moment of truth here as we await the stats.